Hi everyone, I'm Charlotte Kilpatrick reporting for Vaccine Nation from the World Vaccine Congress in Washington. Today I'm delighted that we're joined by Dr. Katrine Wallace of the University of Illinois, Chicago. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So just to start us off, would you kindly introduce yourself and the role that you currently play?
Yeah, I'm Katrine Wallace. I work at the University of Illinois Chicago School of Public Health, where I'm on faculty in both the Epidemiology and Biostatistics Division and the Community Health Science Division.
Fantastic. So you joined us for a panel on social media misinformation and how that relates to vaccine uptake.
That's right.
Could you give us a bit of an insight into some of the key concerns or themes that emerged here?
Yeah, so throughout the pandemic and through the present day, I've been doing kind of vaccine advocacy and also debunking misinformation and educating about public health and epidemiology on social media. And the people that came to our panel were very much vaccine advocates. It was a really great panel. There was great energy in the room. Lots of questions about how they themselves in their roles can be advocating for correct information, debunking misinformation, and also people that just wanted to understand better how to deal with conversations with vaccine hesitant people.
Amazing. It sounds like that would have been a really fruitful discussion for everyone
Yeah.
involved. So could you tell us a bit about your work and how you're sort of tackling or addressing the problems that misinformation causes?
Yeah, I try to kind of attack the misinformation from like a multi-pronged approach. I teach class, so I'm trying to raise the next generation of public health advocates and vaccine advocates from the classroom setting. But I also talk to lay people on social media where we can really, debunk misinformation, but do it speaking to people in lay person's terms. So they really understand it and can kind of then educate people in their own social circle. I do that. I also have a blog, and I also, write op-eds when I need to. So I try to do it from a multi kind of pronged approach.
Fantastic. Sounds like you've got fingers in lots of vaccine pies.
Exactly.
So if you had a suggestion or a piece of advice to the vaccine community, both here and watching, on how they can engage in these conversations, how they can make a difference to vaccine uptake through their behavior and conversations, what would it be?
So I'm a big believer in listening with empathy and it's very hard to do. These conversations are hard to have when you have a person that is truly believing misinformation but listening to that person, giving them space. And in public health, we have one of the tenets of public health is meeting people where they are. And since my background is in public health, I truly believe that meeting people where they are is really important so that you can then start a fruitful conversation from that point on, instead of like debunking just immediately with data and numbers and facts. It's much easier to just meet them where they are and start there. And again, it takes a lot of patience and it takes a lot of empathy to do it, but I truly believe that's the way to go. And the way we work on social media is most of the people that follow us are people that are going to be listening to our message anyway, right? So I get the question a lot, and I was saying this in our session, is like, aren't you speaking to an echo chamber? Like, what good are you really doing? But what I feel like I'm doing is I'm educating people to then have these in-person conversations in their own circles. So their coworkers, the people at their Thanksgiving dinner table, the uncle that watches, the news program that tells bad information about vaccines. So those people, you arm people with data and good information in a way that, lay people can understand it. And then they can have those conversations. So what you do on social media to debunk misinformation does have ripple effects out in the community.
Lovely. So I'm sure that everyone who's attended your session and everyone who's met you at the sessions has had a really successful time and really learned a lot from you. What have you enjoyed about your time here? What are you taking away when you leave?
So I feel like our session today was fabulous with respect to, the energy in the room, the people. We had so many questions. We had people lined up to ask us questions before we were even finished speaking, which has never happened to me. And then after, in the hallway, we were even getting more questions. So I feel like the energy at this conference has been really great, and it's actually motivating me as a content creator, because I know that, people here are going to use the things that we do online. And so it actually has been extremely energizing to me just to be in the room and to get the positive feedback.
Lovely. Well, I hope that continues for the rest of your time here. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us.